So I went to Kroger today, and on my way into the store, I saw this guy pulling out what looked like to be a guitar case out of his car. So I was like, oh, maybe he's just trying to show off that he plays guitar to get the ladies or something like that. But I didn't think anything of it. But then when I got my shopping done and I came back outside, there was this guy that was setting up shop outside of the parking lot. He was setting up his amp and then what appeared to be an electric violin. And so I was thinking, oh, that's cool. Good for him for not caring what people think and coming outside and playing. Like, that's awesome. I want to do that. I wish more people would. Um, and then so I was about to leave and I was on the phone with my mom. I was talking to her, and then I decided, because the guy, quote, started practicing, he started what looks like playing his violin, and I was taken aback by the sound. I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds gorgeous. And I was like raving on the phone to my mom, saying like, oh my gosh, he sounds so pretty. I'm going to sit and listen. So I turned around and I pulled back in the parking lot to sit where I could hear him. So I got off the phone with her so I could listen to him. And as I'm listening, I'm thinking, this seems a little like something's a little off about this performance. For one, there was zero feedback from the violin when he plugged it into the amp. There was zero feedback, period. Like, usually when I plug my guitar into an amp or something like that, there'll be at least a little bit of a buzz or something hooking up the instrument. Now, granted, I don't know that much about electric violins or whatever this plastic thing that he had does, or if it is even an electric violin. I might sound stupid right now. I don't know. All I know is that I've played in orchestras. I'm a musician myself, and in my experience, hooking up an instrument to an amp causes at least a little bit of a buzz or something. But then, too, the performance sounded a little too perfect. And then as I'm listening, because I had gotten over the getting into it, like, oh wow, he sounds amazing, I just started to feel suspicious after a minute because it just didn't seem real. I was watching him play, and when there were parts with vibrato, he was off with the vibrato, and then movements in the music, he was moving the bow in places that didn't make sense with the movement of the music. And the same with the vibrato, like adding vibrato where there was no vibrato, etc., etc. But then what really caught me, how I knew, because the first thing I did before like jumping to conclusions was I jumped on YouTube and I looked up like fake violin player, and there's apparently a bunch of these people traveling around scamming people, setting up shop outside of stores and playing tracks of already recorded violin playing and just moving their hands around and stuff, acting like they're playing. Well, if these people actually knew anything about music, maybe some do and they do this and they're successful, but if they knew anything about music, they'd at least like be able to give a more convincing performance. This guy's performance was weak because I'm sure I'm not the only musician in the world that's caught somebody like this, but I pay attention. So what he did to give himself away, and I was so shocked that nobody saw this because people kept like coming up to him and giving him money and stuff. So this car pulls up to give him money, and I had already caught him do this once because every time somebody came up to him, he'd have to stop, like he'd press stop on the track, whatever was playing, he'd press stop on it, and then in order to like resume playing, he'd start the track from the beginning. I was like, that's interesting. You can't pick up where you left off. You have to start all the way from the beginning. But then too, like, you'll see it in the video, just the way he was going about it was really suspicious. But then this car pulled up to him to give him money, and what he does, like, he waits because there's this passage where he can't just like, quote, stop playing in the middle of it. So he inches his way towards the amp, and then he turns the music down, but it's still faint enough to where you can hear that the violin is still playing, but he's not. That's funny. Also, so afterwards, I went up to him because I finally I'm like, I'm going to go up to him and ask him some questions about, knowing that he wasn't playing. But I decided I was going to go up to him and ask him some questions, just playing along, acting like, just to see if he would give himself away. And sure enough, yeah, he did. So I simply asked him, like, oh, how long have you been playing? He couldn't even answer that. He started getting shy and, like, nervous and averting his gaze and stuff like that. And I'd ask him simple questions like, how long have you been playing? Have you been in orchestras? What orchestra have you been in? And his answer to all of that is, I'm from Italy, or I played in Italy. There's a lot of people just like dancing around the question, but not, it's like he didn't know how to answer the question. So myself, I've been in plenty of orchestras and bands and stuff like that, and I feel like it's very easy to answer that question. And if someone was to ask me what orchestra I've played in, I would list off the orchestras I played in. I wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm from America. I've played in or I'm from Michigan or whatever. I've played in I played with a lot of people, okay?" But that's not answering the question. So yeah, you'll see the video, but just be aware, be alert, because people are really out here doing this mess, and you reap what you sow at the end of the day. But it doesn't help to, I mean, it doesn't hurt to alert people, so you save your money. What's your name?
Mario.
Mario?
Yeah.
I'm doing a feature on people playing. I'm a musician, so I was just trying to record you. How long have you been playing for?
Yes, I know. For video.
You don't want to be on the video?
No.
Oh, okay. How long have you been playing for? How long have you been playing for?
Oh, I play in Italy.
You play in Italy?
Yeah.
You play in an orchestra or anything? Do you play in an orchestra?
Here, no.
Oh.
No. I have one friend. I play for the piano. I call him. I see Charlotte.
Oh.
Yeah. Right now.
Very cool. Okay. How long have you been playing for?
Sorry.
How many years have you been playing?
Here.
How many years?
Oh, too much. I play for Italy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were you in any orchestras?
Here.
In general, in Italy?
Yeah.
Oh, which orchestra were you in?
In orchestra, I have too much people. I play every party for the. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You played what in violin, cello,
No.
viola?
The violin.
Oh, the violin. Electric violin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I play a little bit of guitar.
Oh, you play guitar too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Well, nice to meet you. Thanks for
you.
playing. Yeah.